y'all, this is Monica, and I am the Natural Hair Eclectic. Today, here to answer another one of your natural hair questions. And today's topic is about out styles versus protective styles. So, first, we just want to look into what is an out style versus a protective style. Okay, so when it comes to out styles, that's pretty self explanatory. An out style is any style in which your hair is worn loose or out in its natural state. Um, protective styles are usually contained in some way, twisted up, braided up, what we would call an updo. And usually, when we take those styles down, we say we took it out. Like you have braids is your protective style, a braid out is the out style. Twist versus twist out, not versus not out. And of course, just your regular hair worn out, afro, wash and go, anything like that. So whenever your hair is out, it's loose, it's free, those are out styles. So that's pretty much most of the time, right? This is just a quick picture I snapped this morning of just, my hair out. Okay. If you saw the video that I did about the banana conditioner, this is me. This morning I washed out the banana conditioner. I let it sit overnight. And this is just what it looks like after it's done. Very moisturizing. Anyway, so when your hair is out, though, the downside is that it is exposed to the elements. Whenever the hair is loose, because it is coily and curled in structure, it can tangle and knot. I'm sure if you've been natural for a while, you are familiar with the little single strand knots that you can get on the end. Sometimes you can comb those out. A lot of times it's better just to go ahead and snip them off with some scissors. But then that gets into proper hair care, moisturizing, sealing your ends, because the oil makes the strands more lubricated and easier to rub against each other and not be prone to tangle. And then that can help you to prevent those little knots that you get on the end. But your hair does need to breathe from time to time. So it is good to leave your hair out for, certain periods of time. But I do understand that protective styles can be easier. So when it comes to protective styles, these are any styles that protect the hair, keep it contained so your hair isn't exposed to the elements, the ends are tucked in. So like I said, this could be an updo, braids, twists, even a bun can be a protective style because you tuck the ends in and pin it, in. Any type of extensions, if you wear a wig, that's protective styling. Even head wraps and scarves and hats, those are covering the hair, so that's protective styles. The thing about protective styles is that your hair is getting to rest, and most people love protective styles because they take time to get in, but once they are in, they're easy to manage, they're convenient, they're easy to style, right? So that's why people do those. Now, oh, just if you wanted to know, like this is some examples. Like the first picture, those are single strand twists. You got some flat twists in the front, so the hair is protected or whatever. The second style, you have some two strand twists with the updo combinations, two strand twists hanging. All of the hair is twisted, but it's just some hair hanging down, some hair pinned up in the back. So those are, different examples of protective styles, but y'all know, what it is. And then combo styles, of course, would be a combination of protective style and an out style. So you have like a portion of the hair that's braided or twisted in some kind of way, and then the other part of the hair might be out. Like this is my go-to style I showed you all before. You have braids in the front, so that hair in the front is getting a break. I pretty much do it because I just like to have the hair out of the way sometimes. And then the back of the hair, I'll go back and forth between putting it in a puff or just letting the back out. So most people want to know which is better, out styles or protective styles, and it's really just a matter of your personal preference. A lot of people prefer protective styles because it's just easier to manage, easier to style. Your hair is out of the way, especially if you have issues with detangling and shrinkage and things like that, people tend to like protective styles. They also have the added advantage of stretching your hair out. When the hair is stretched, that can make washing and conditioning easier. But also, if you keep your hair in a protective style, especially if your hair shrinks when it's wet, that can make washing and conditioning easier for you as well. Also, a lot of people use protective styles to start locks, like braids and twists. You know, if you've ever kept them in for a while, you already know that if you leave them in for too long, your hair can start to really tangle and knot and start locks. And a lot of people traditionally start their locks that way unless they're doing the, I can't think, freeform locks or whatever. So that's that. Now, the thing about protective styles though is that you really shouldn't keep them in your hair for too long, because like I said, your hair does need to, have time to breathe. Your scalp needs to be able to breathe. As we were just saying, your hair can tangle at night if you have it in a protective style for too long, just as much as it can, when your hair is loose because it's curly, it's coily, that's what it's going to do. And then, everybody's had a bad set of braids or something. If they're done improperly, if your hair is braided or twisted too tight, if you keep them in, too frequently and you don't give your hair time to rest or breathe in between styles, or you keep them in too long, then you can have tension on your hair and on your scalp. This can cause hair loss. I'm sure you've had seen people who have edges that can be losing hair. I had that happen once, and it just takes a while to get those edges to grow back in. And then your hair, if you understand the basic science of hair, your hair grows in cycles. All the hair on your head grows in a different cycle. So some of your hair is always shedding, and as your hair sheds, when it's loose, it's able to work its way out. But when it's in a braid or a twist, it's going to be stuck inside of the braid or the twist until you let your hair out. So it is good to let the hair out every now and then so you can get that shed hair out, also. But really, when it comes to which is better, there's not really a better. It's just about what's more convenient for you and proper hair care. And proper hair care is important all the time. But some people never put their hair in braids or twists or don't like braids or twists or any kind of manipulation of the hair. They just keep it out all the time. And that's cool. It's not that one is, better. If you're taking care of the hair, keeping it properly moisturized and sealed, then it's not an issue, either way. So just something to kind of think about. So that's pretty much it. This is, the basics of protective styles versus out styles. And of course, I know a lot of people really want to see people actually showing you how to do styles instead of just talking about them. So we'll have more videos of how-tos of I can show you on my hair or someone else's hair. So how you actually achieve these styles. And I know that's helpful. A lot of people like to see those things. But I do want to thank you so much for tuning in. As always, if you have any comments, any suggestions, any ideas for videos or things like that that you would like to see, please leave me a comment down below, and I will definitely take a look at that and comment back. But as always, I leave you with the Natural Hair Eclectic motto, which is to be you beautifully and naturally. Thanks, y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I will see